Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. The meeting will be starting shortly. While we wait, let's learn more about Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 98 and 22. Channel 98 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 13, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Bi-Weekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.
Good evening. This is the Heritage Commission meeting. My name is Jay Myers. I'm the chair. I'll let others introduce themselves, and then we'll get started on our agenda.
I'm Pam Jedham.
John Murphy.
I'm Julie Gilman, the Select Board Representative.
And welcome to those that are in attendance and those that are going to be listening. First item on our agenda is to approve the meeting minutes from November the 16th. We weren't unable to meet in December.
Well, there's Julie, you, and me. Is that enough to pass it?
No.
Nope.
All right. So do we need to, if we only have 3 in attendance, do we need to make a motion to just accept that as it is, or does it just
Now,
go?
they are from 3 months ago, so as I said,
They're done. They're automatic.
So,
For all intent purposes.
all right. So November 16 meeting minutes go into the record as they are. Next on the agenda, we received a demolition review request for 25 Park Street. That was late last week, so I thought it'd be best that we just address it here tonight when everybody's here. I can say that I don't have the time to reach out or to review, so I was hoping that maybe somebody else might be able to reach out to the requester and offer up a date or a timeline.
Well, I'm pretty busy this month, but
I can do it. I didn't receive a copy of the actual application.
Yeah, it was in an email.
yeah, I remember getting the email.
But I can give you the information here if that works better.
Contact information?
Contact information, yeah. You ready for it?
Yep.
Phone number 603-340-8569. Actually, probably do that privately. I'll just let you look at it. That doesn't have to be a part of the public record. Yeah.
No, it is already a public record.
Eric Baza?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who I guess who I talk with. Sometimes they tell you to call a contractor.
Yeah, the phone number there is highlighted, the two, I guess here. Seacoast Modular. 603-583-2508. And I think John Gruder would be interested. There's an email from him about that. If it's a Wednesday that you can go, I have a chance of being there.
My Wednesdays are booked.
Yeah.
And some
Wednesday is the
Thursdays.
one day that is pretty open for me, so.
We only need 3 people, so.
When we say Wednesday, then we're talking about
Next week.
next 25th. I can do the 25th.
So we'll
Well, why don't you call him?
circle on that and see if,
Yeah.
Yeah.
see if that works for them.
What, do you have a time, Jay?
Mornings are easiest for me. Yeah, preferably morning.
I like morning.
10 would work.
10? Okay, 10 o'clock.
Or, yeah, 10 or later, between 10 and 12.
I can do 11 if that works better for you.
Better chance, yeah.
I
11.
mean, the sun is a little higher. 11 o'clock then, we'll say. January 25th.
At 11, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll just let would you mind letting the others on the commission know? And
I'll email it. And
Yeah,
I'll-
yeah.
I'll touch base with Barbara too.
yeah, that'd be great. All right. Julie, do you want to start? We have several bulleted items from old business. Do you want to start with the update on the CLG
Yes.
grant?
I sent just you the email.
Just me?
Yep. I didn't want to send it to everybody until we got here. They're changing the dates of the grant rounds, but the first thing they're doing from the Division of Historical Resources, sorry, I just got scrolled out of it, is having a virtual meeting to talk
Julie,
about...
can you speak up? I'm getting deafer and deafer. I guess.
Sorry, I'm tired. The Division of Historical Resources is starting their new grant round for CLG money, and the first thing that they're doing is having an informational session, so everybody, just to people that haven't participated before, like say if you want to write an application and you've never seen it before, because I've done it, more of the commission should attend these things. They're end of January, beginning of February, Zoom discussions, and they're just information about what kind of things that are covered by a CLG grant, what the difference is between the 3 levels, what we can do with those 3 levels. And it's not mandatory, it used to be. And then from there, they're giving us their schedule of when letters of intent need to come in. So we have some time between the first training is January 31st, and the second one is February 1st. And they're both at noon. No, sorry, January 31st one is at 7, the Wednesday one is at noon. I think it would be a good opportunity for all of us to participate in either one of the meetings. Then there's going to be about a month for us to decide between then and our next meeting to decide what we want to go ahead with, or if we want to go ahead, what kind of project we want to do, what kind of funding we might need if we need to match, or if we want to do more survey, which is free. So I really recommend that we all do that, and I'll send the invitation to everybody because it has the links to the Zoom meeting.
Yes, January 31st at
7 p.m.
Yeah, I think that's the one I can make.
And yeah, me too.
February.
February 1st, the next day at noon. So that's a place where we can throw out ideas to DHR about what they might like to see Exeter do next, and then what we might like to do next.
Julie, I'm looking at that email. I don't see the Zoom link, or is that something that might come?
No, I think I forwarded you the one that was a mistake.
Just informational?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
There's
just
two different ones. I'll send them, the two invitations I'll send to all of you, and you can pick the evening or the day one, whichever one you want to choose. And I think after that, then we have time, after the February training, then in our February meeting, we can talk about ideas that you might have come up with after the training sessions.
And I see the March,
The letter of intent.
letter of intent, March 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a good timing because if we want to, well, it's too late to put anything in the budget if we want to do anything that's matching grants besides the funding that we have in our Heritage Fund, which is around $6,000 at this point.
Oh, that's pleasant to know.
Adds up since 2005.
Is that different than the money we allocated or decided to, looking at the past minutes here, and I can't remember, for the town hall application?
No, it would come out of the same fund. However, the select board agreed 2 meetings ago that for that grant from the New Hampshire Preservation Alliance to go forward with a historic building survey or assessment, that we could draw the funds out of the town hall capital reserve fund, the
Okay.
revolving fund. And there's plenty in there for matching. I'm asking for $4,000 and we can match $4,500. The quote that was given to us from a preservation planner architect was $8,500. So we know it's at least that much just to do the assessment.
Right.
Then the next step would be kind of master planning it, documenting it. And there's another quote from that the Arts Committee put together. And at the point, after the historic building survey, then we can go forward to get the National Register status, and from that, we can get federal historic preservation grants that will help us do work in the town hall, depending on what it is. And just to let you know, the Department of Labor came through and did an audit of health safety for employees mostly, but also for the public. And they have quite a few recommendations for the town hall. The one that surprised me the most, but really shouldn't, given ADA compliance, et cetera, is that the seating gallery around the main hall needs to be shielded because the rail is too low.
It needs to be what?
Shielded, like we have to put up glass panels like at a hockey arena. Something. We have to figure out a solution because people can fall over. And we do have employees that go up there to work the sound and lighting systems.
So this is a bullet item on our list that we kind of segued into. It sounds like a good time to maybe, if I can segue. My question about was the funding that you just mentioned that the Heritage Commission has. Last meeting, we had agreed to approve the $4,500 to get things started. But what you're saying is that the select board decided to draw that money from a different source, so we still have what we have.
Yes.
So this moves forward that first phase of getting the town hall on the registry.
Right.
Running kind of parallel to that was the Department of Labor and Safety visited and surveyed the building and identified several things, including the balcony. Were there other things?
The building's been, particularly in the hidden rooms upstairs and behind the stage, has been kind of chopped up, and rooms have been added or divided or taken out sort of seems like on an as-needed basis. So there's some rooms that you have to step up into and some rooms that you have to duck to get into. And then there's, the issues with the height changes with like where the art gallery is now, that you have to step up or down, to get in and out. So they have suggestions, and because we're going through this process, they're okay with us not doing it tomorrow. They really wanted us to hop to it and get things done.
Yeah.
But we're working on it by first getting the ideas of what are the historic resources left in the building that we really want to preserve and protect, and then go on from there.
And you mentioned, too, that the arts was involved in this as well, and then the Historic District would naturally be part of this group of us interested in moving this forward.
Yeah.
With these modifications, I'm assuming the Historic District would take the lead on making sure anything external would fit the requirements, but these are internal modifications.
That's how I see it, and most of the discussions that have happened amongst the different groups, like the Arts Committee and with us, it's all really been about what's inside that building and how can we use it best.
Yeah.
And the goal is to make it a high-end use as opposed to the lowest common denominator kind of thing. So, the stage probably isn't the original depth. It's out further than it originally was. That's something to look at. It's also a concern of the Department of Labor that it's too high. We have flat seating. I don't know how you make a lower stage and let everybody see.
Yeah.
But it's those kind of things. So that I was thinking either the Arts Committee or the Heritage Commission would take the lead on what happens in the building. And I'm also recommended to the Select Board that we have a town hall master plan, because not all of these things can be done at one time, but if we know what our end goal is, as far as, we know we want to do better performance, we want better lighting, we want better sound, we want, better heating and air conditioning, but we don't want to do them piecemeal because one may affect the other. So we really want to get what's known and then what we want to do from there.
Yeah.
Is it the intent to put this on the National Register separately from the district?
As an individual resource, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I was surprised that it hadn't been done.
It does seem surprising.
And we do have the acknowledgement one, the Lincoln.
Well, we have the historic plaque out front.
Right, that's about an event. It's not about the building.
Is there anything else about what the HC might need to do at this point with what we just talked about with the town hall, or are we in a sort of a holding pattern?
I think we're in a holding pattern until we get the results of the survey.
Okay.
That's when I think this master plan committee, which I think is going to be, a stakeholder from each committee member, meets periodically. I don't know how, it depends on what we develop as a master plan. Because, Arts Committee's interested,
Right.
Energy wants to have a good solution for whatever we do for HVAC, and HDC wants to preserve the outside. We want to we want to keep know what the most important parts are on the inside. Somebody else is in there too. I don't know. I don't remember, but I have a list.
This may flow into one of our other bullet items related to the master plan, the town's master plan and the mission statement. In review of the minutes from November, we talked about advocating for administrative staff. With all of these bodies with the same goal, a point person or some upper administration, I don't know if that falls under a town planner type thing, or somebody to help communicate and coordinate amongst all these committees and...
Well, right now,
Yeah, I talked to Dave about this, and he just X'd it for this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think this part that we're doing, just the survey of the building, because we can get the funds, and we should hear, well, they're reviewing the application next week. The New Hampshire Preservation Alliance is reviewing the application next week, and we may hear if they want more information, or if it's just, okay, this is a go, you've got everything you need.
Yeah.
And going forward, just documenting what's there is the place we want to start.
Yeah.
So we can do that much, and then getting this master planning committee together, we have some time to do that since we're just going to town meeting in March. We have plenty of time before next November, say, when the budget's being discussed,
Yeah.
if we come to some kind of decision by then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something we're going to, but right now it's in the hands of the select board to make this committee up. There's no mission
Great,
yet or
yeah.
anything like that. So I'm working with the town manager
Yeah.
about gathering up the interested parties. So.
Yeah. Well, my question was coming with a long view lens. And John, I appreciate that you had reached out and got some information anyway, at least for this cycle.
Yep.
But something to give reason to having a hire for a purpose like this. It's a big project and it's an important project.
Well, we should continue bringing it up throughout this year, and don't wait till September.
Absolutely.
Right.
No surprises, please.
Great.
And just so you know, the Arts Committee wants to go forward. We've talked on and on at the select board level anyway about upgrading the chairs in there. And I know the Arts Committee wants to pursue that because that's an easy thing. That is not, it's expensive, I suppose, but it's an easy thing to be done and doesn't really affect the master plan because we know we want to do performances there and we want something movable and, like we have now, only more comfortable.
Yeah. Well, political season's a little bit away, but it's always a place for politicians to come and
They bring their own chairs.
Oh, is that right?
A lot of them
okay.
do, yeah.
That's good.
But within that is also the idea of selling the chairs that are there now, the 3 seats and 4 seaters, in order to make the funds to buy new chairs or repay the funds to buy new chairs.
So somebody would actually give you money for those chairs?
Do you look on Amazon or eBay? Yeah. $250 for a double. I want one.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
People have things.
A couple of remaining bullet items there and some past business. Perkins Cemetery, I know we had talked about that. Any
I have done nothing.
action? Okay. Fair enough. And I'll add to that the survey of demolished structures and replacement photos, that inventory, I've done nothing.
I did talk to Barbara, and she has everything that has been demolished, but she does not have it under that. She has it under the individual property.
Yeah. So I guess I imply that this would be a beneficial resource then for her. Yeah.
And again, we have most of this the same way, at the Historical Society. It's
Right.
filed by street.
Right. But the inventory, all that, certainly, John, all that material you shared with me, we've been compiling it in a spreadsheet form and trying to organize it. And so
But you're dealing with the existing, the pre-demolition
right,
photos.
Right, pre-demolition photos, right, and information associated with
No,
those
we don't
structures.
say, here's a picture of the hole where the house was taken down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, and yeah, you had, there's a great deal of resource there that we need to organize, but we started down that path and we're still working on that. Kind of same thing in terms of an ongoing project of summarizing our work on the neighborhood heritage area.
Is there anything left to do on that?
Well, there's this outline that I created back in June. Received an email in December from a resident of Cass Street who, I think there's information that needs to be out there that's accurate, and if it's on the web page, it's not there. I don't think we even posted like the vote of whether we were accepting or moving on that. So
Well, it would be in the minutes.
yeah, it's in the minutes, but I feel like, receiving this letter and just others, there's still, the information's not out there.
Well, the information is out there.
Yeah.
He just didn't get it. So.
Yeah, we've dropped the project. It got voted down, so that needs to be clearer and made more public, perhaps on our webpage. But an accurate narrative of our timeline and what we did to get to that place and where it ended is also, I think it's also needed. So
I think Maura has most of it.
Yeah, she was.
And
Yeah.
and she probably
we do have that accordion folder of information as well. So
Yeah.
whether we can a quick way is to scan it into a PDF document and just get it out there so that others can see the steps we took.
This is the process right here?
Well, this is what I shared this with everyone,
You did.
I thought, as an email attachment at some point in time. But
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah, it's been a while. So, I drafted that back in June of 2022, and, we've talked about it, it just hasn't, the football hasn't moved down the field, so to speak, beyond that. But I still think there's a need for it if we're still getting emails and requests for, just to,
The last meeting that we had, which was November,
yeah.
you had all the things that we had distributed, like the postcards, et cetera, in a box that you left in the
Yeah.
planning and building department.
That wasn't November, but it was not too long ago. It was either in the fall, yeah. So,
So all of the results of our things are not in there?
no, it is. Everything's in
okay.
there. Everything's in there in paper form.
They're just not on display on our...
It's just, I think in some way we could summarize it. And I'd like to be able to make it more public facing, so that those that have questions can get access to it much easier rather than getting it second and third hand and not getting information that's accurate.
Yeah, we need to talk to Barbara about that.
Yeah, okay. I can take the lead on that. I'll just talk to Barbara and see what the best way of,
What it would take, and
What it
do
would
we have
take.
the capacity, personnel capacity?
yeah, okay. It's just this narrative of, I haven't lost it. I want to keep it on here till we have it in good order and can get it done.
But if you are putting it on our webpage, keep it simple.
Of course, yeah.
That nobody's going to want to read all 50 pages.
Yeah. I mean, and that's where, and I have heard from Bill on this, and he's happy where the outline is.
Yeah.
I wanted to put a little bit more to it.
A little narrative.
Little narrative, yeah. So, so anyway, we'll keep moving it forward. That brings us to any updates from our representatives from the Historic District and Select Board. John's not here for any Planning Commission updates, but is there anything from...
Historic Commission is not meeting tomorrow, and that's just fine with me. I am still very, very down about losing Gilman Lane. I think that is just horrible that we lost a 1795 house. And it's even worse that we lost it because the Academy could not be bothered to save it. And I always thought, well, once the Academy took a property, then you could heave a sigh of relief. But that's clearly not the case. And I know when I wrote up, you thought it was way too discouraging, but I feel way too discouraged.
No, I understand how you feel. It was just it had to represent the whole committee, and this commission made an opinion too. So I totally understand where you come from.
And I just walk by there every day, and it's horrible.
Well, we went through the steps, and we've had our findings, and
anything else from the Historic?
No, actually we don't. What were we supposed to be doing? I can't even remember.
we've been very quiet.
Yeah.
Haven't been applications. This next one is just to clarify cell attachments on the Major Blake's Hotel building.
Oh, yes, that phone tower thing, but
Yeah,
they sent us around some pictures, they sent it on over Christmas, and I was trying to pull it up on my phone, and I couldn't see anything that they were talking about, so.
Well, there are units up on the roof line,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
they want to put in new ones, and they're larger.
well,
But we couldn't really tell from the drawings
what they were.
what the
so-
ones on the front, the street view, what size those were going to be, and it looked like they were going to be larger. So
Well,
we want to see it.
Yeah.
We just won't have a quorum on Thursday, so.
I was away in November. There was another demolition of a building that took place while I was gone.
The demolition review?
Yeah.
I think that was the, on Spring Street there, the Academy Dining Hall?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It was approved?
approved.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And that reminds me too that for the select board, I drafted a year-end summary of 2022. John took a look at it and
For the town
That
report.
was fine.
for the town report. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that reminded me that was also part of the summary. So all of the demolition reviews we did in 2022, including that property. So just so you know that's out there. Anything from the select board, Julie?
No, just the town hall. Let's do a master plan instead of everybody coming at us at different times.
Yep.
And, seeing what opportunities we have for grants and donations, et cetera.
This is not on here. I was contacted about another letter for the Daughters of the American Revolution and a plaque for the Winter Street Cemetery. I don't know if you recall, probably 2 years ago, we gave support for that. Apparently the application either didn't get submitted at that time or there was some delays, so they asked me to update that, which I did. So.
Okay.
Do you know where they're planning to locate it or would like to locate it?
I don't, yeah. Yeah, and it was recently that I drove by and was asking the question of whether or not that had been approved or gone forward, and there was no notification anyway. Nobody really knew. And then I was recently contacted about another support letter. So, nonetheless.
Well, they just
To be
met at
determined.
the Historical Society.
Oh, good.
And I don't recall them saying anything about it,
Okay.
but I'm not a member, so I only hear what goes on sort of in the next room.
Yeah. Is there any new business that we need to attend to?
Yeah. No, you don't need to attend to it.
Is there any new business that you would like to share that
Yes.
we need to,
I got us a membership as a whole, as individuals and a body for both the HDC and the Heritage Commission to the National Alliance of Preservation Commissions. I will send you the login. It's a great resource for different ideas with things you might want to look at it before the March letter of intent that we may want to make for a grant. They have lots of, I just lost the tab. There it is. Training and education opportunities. They have a biannual conference, and it's usually somewhere like in Tennessee or Kentucky, but they also have grants for people that might want to attend from far away. But it's made up of different folks who deal with preservation and different commissions getting together, trading information. There's lots of learning and forums and just resources that we might want to use when we're talking about things. But I think it'll be good to actually be a member. You'll get, we put everybody's emails down there, so you should start getting things from them.
great,
Announcements from them.
yeah?
And what was the other thing? The New Hampshire Preservation Alliance and the Division of Historical Resources are going to put together a group of different community representatives for a discussion on what we need as commissions and committees, and that, like when we're looking at a demolition and the people who are available to go don't feel like they have enough knowledge to make the decision. Let's say, where can we call? Who can we call? Who should we call? Can we call? Things and that, training for this commission, the Historic District Commission, Planning Board, Zoning Board, to expand what we know and be more attractive to volunteers, and that here we have places you can look to find out about this and that and the other things. So that discussion is happening sometime in March, I think. I've been invited to join in the group. So that's all the detail I have on that so far. And there was one other thing. It'll come to me.
This reminded me of something, and I don't recall the email exactly, or I don't have my calendar up. Is there a select board kind of listening session at the library in February for
It is
committee leadership?
It is an all boards committee meeting, all boards and commissions and committees meeting. It's February 5th.
February 5th.
And we've done this a couple of years, but we had a gap, couple of years of gap because of COVID. And it's really just that's January. No, wait, it can't be February 5th. That's a Sunday. Somewhere around there. Let me look at the
I
meetings.
put it in my calendar, but when you said something there, it clicked a memory.
So February 6th at when?
Let me just look it up because I thought it was the first. Oh. Master plan. It's going to be on the meetings list at this point. It's not listed here yet. All right, don't quote me on the date, but it's in February.
For some reason, I thought it was a Sunday. But
Oh, you did?
Well,
Then it would be February 5th.
it's a... Yeah, maybe I can find it in my email.
That would be the day after the deliberative session.
Well, when you find out, let us know.
Yeah.
You'll get a reminder.
Okay.
I'll make sure they put that out sooner rather than later.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's an effort that we've done before just for the boards to introduce each other. And this is what's the sequence of a applicant going through if they have to get a zoning change and a planning approval and, HDC approval or a demo approval or something like that, what is the sequence, but it includes all the different boards that have some kind of interaction with each other, just so that they're aware. The HDC at one point had decided we should go visit every committee and commission and introduce ourselves. And that was something that came out of one of these all boards meetings, and it just there was never a leader to do it.
Anything else?
Does our guest have any comments?
I do not, thank you. Just here.
Well, thank you.
All right, well, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, that's very efficient.
Good job, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV.
We need
Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 98 and 22. Channel 98 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 13, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.